Yo, what it do? We are live with episode 8 that we gave up naming this podcast. I'm Real.
I'm Hemi.
And we have a very special episode for you. Today, I'm proud to announce this is our first sponsored episode by my sister Derica with her brand Lawless and Brown. You read this. So it's brought to you by 725 Beard Care, your go-to for a well-groomed, healthy, and fabulous beard. Their premium beard oil and beard butter are designed to nourish the skin, hydrate, retain, and elevate your beard game while keeping it soft and itch-free. So if you ever saw us on here looking, our beards looking all luxurious and well moisturized, it's thanks to these products, the beard oil and the beard balm. So for our listeners, special thing, use the code WGUNTP and check out for 15% off your first order. Go to www.fnbthebrand.com today and give your beard the care that it deserves. Again, that website is www.fnbthebrand.com.
I kind of want to put some on my shit right now. Kinda.
Looking at it. All right. Let's get into it. Like I said, today we got two special guests, but before we get into that, Hemi said he got something he want to get off his chest. I don't know what the floor is yours, but
so it comes to my attention that I might have offended some young ladies with a statement I made about their attire or lack thereof. So I just want to apologize. You know, fashion is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to hurt anybody's feelings or disrespect anybody. You know, if you want to look like Khadijah off of Living Single, then by all means. So, you know, shout out to the queens that be fitting that 90s era look. Shout out to the thrifting queens. Shout out to the fashionistas. Like, you know, we love all y'all.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cool. Bro, this man. All right. So again, like I said, we got two special guests. So I'm going to introduce our first guests. And I told these two individuals, this was my favorite thing today, right?
Yes.
I told these two individuals to send me a small bio, and both of them send me books, but that's why they the homies or whatever.
Right,
so
right. They're both special.
Both special individuals, right? So I'm gonna get to it. So first, we have Memphis T. Jordan. Memphis T. Jordan is a lifelong Memphian, passionate community advocate, devoted husband, father, and faith-driven individual who channels his diverse talents and experiences to create meaningful impact. Deeply rooted in the culture and history of his hometown, Memphis T. Jordan is a multifaceted creative with expertise spanning storytelling, consulting, and music, using his passions to inspire and uplift the community around him. With a background that includes working with professional athletes, including NBA players, Memphis has honed his ability to bridge gaps between brands, partners, and clients. As a consultant, he leverages his relationships and expertise to create opportunities, foster collaborations, and bring brand stories to life in a way that resonate deeply. With a deep love for storytelling music community, Memphis T is committed to using his creative talents to inspire, change, and foster connections. Driven by a vision to celebrate culture and uplift others, he continues to grow and develop his skills, working intentionally to make a meaningful impact, whether through music, content creation, or consulting. Memphis is dedicated to building a legacy rooted in collaboration, authenticity, and a better future for Memphis and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, Memphis T. Jordan.
What's up, shout out my brother. Shout out my brother.
All right. Let me introduce our second guest.
Our second guest is Marcus Williams, a transformative educator who goes beyond the traditional teaching methods to inspire meaningful change in students' lives, communities, and perspectives. Currently, he's a school administrator, a school leader right here in the city of Memphis. He's a winning championship varsity high school basketball coach at PCA, who has coached some of the best talents in Memphis as well as in the nation. He proudly wears the black and gold, Mr. Perfect himself, coach of the year, coach of the decade, my best friend, my cousin, Marcus Williams.
Hey.
Hello, fellas. Appreciate that. That sounded good, job. That sounded really good, my boy.
All right. With that out the way, I I purposely didn't tell my guests what we're gonna talk about. I just want to. I like blindside people. Shout out to Woo the Blindside, but we're gonna start off talking about your boy Luigi Mangione. I always have to do Luigi Mangione, right? So y'all know he was Catholic. So the way that they are parading this man around in the media is crazy, right? So I'm saying these perp walks, and what they don't know that they're doing is I feel like they're making him a martyr, infamous, right? Right. So tell me what you think about that, Jarvis, and I guess y'all can interject and just let me know the feelings surrounding about how they're parading this man around.
Me personally, I feel like it just shows the difference between races. Like as far as like this man assassinated one of the CEOs of the top 5 most valued companies in America, and the attention that he's getting is crazy. Like they treating him like you said, like a martyr. He's treated like he's special, but at the end of the day, he did assassinate a man for no reason. This man did not do anything personally to him. He was not the man behind the keyboard pressing the button saying, deny him care. That's not what you do as a CEO. You do not even interact with those things. His job is to manage money and push the company forward. He probably ain't never seen Luigi since he played Mario Brothers. So yeah, but this just shows you the difference between what would happen to a black American that would have did the exact same thing. Like, and I've seen them try and get on there and say, listen, this is a slippery slope. We should not be rooting for a man that assassinated another man, but America doesn't care.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it would not happen that way if the man was a black man. So now I'm not in support of what he did. I'm not in support of vigilantism. Because it's wrong, morally wrong. No matter how we want to, I guess in a sense, root for him. Like, I guess part of me wants the little guy to win, but not that way.
Yeah. So, y'all, anything y'all want to share, Marcus, Tim?
No, for the most part, I was thinking about John Gotti. How they label him as an American hero in a sense, even though he was killing people, he was part of the mob or whatnot. So I was thinking, like, what is their purpose with Luigi? Like, what is their purpose? Like, what are they trying to say or what are they trying to convey to the American people? Because he has been flooded around all the way, but I don't think he's on the level of John Gotti in a sense. But I'm just trying to see what message are they trying to convey.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things for me. Like, I haven't been keeping up with it a ton, honestly. Stories like this, like I get top line information, process it. It is what it is. I can't worry about it too much. But like the bigger story is what I'm interested in, like the fallout, which is what I think Terrell is kind of alluding to. But I can't sit and watch it unfold. I just want to be told about what happened. You know what I mean? Because you can get yourself stressed out thinking about all of the fallout from a scenario like that. You know what I mean? So I just try to stay in my own lane and just kind of let the things fall where they fall.
So, you guys, my question would you like? Let's remember what happened in DC with the DC snipers, right? And you know, like literally how even the kid scrutinized in the media, he was a child. And again, I'm not saying or condoning anything that the DC snipers did. I think it was very punishable the way that they should have been punished. They were punished the way they should have been punished, but just the rhetoric behind the two individuals doing the DC sniping versus this is just crazy.
For the DC sniper,
I mean, we're gonna spend too much time on it, but I just want to basically what Tim was saying. What I was saying was that the way they think they're trying to convey him, they really just making him a hero, right? And the public outcry is people are rallying behind him.
Nobody cared from day one. Like this is nobody cared. They're like, okay,
yeah. I think we have a very good chance to see this man not convicted. I think they're gonna convict. I mean, I'm talking about I don't know. You talking about by 12?
Well, I'm sure that I mean, I somehow think that they're gonna put it in the Fed's hand because, and I think that in federal court, yeah, you'll be convicted. Like,
we'll see. All right. So another thing that happened a couple of days ago, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but Party City is going out of business, right? And the CEO told their employees that y'all niggas getting fired today. You know, like day of, let them know that hey, we're going out of business. Y'all gonna be out of a job. A few days before Christmas. The timing is wild, and this just goes just further shows just the type of times that we're living in, right?
I mean, do you shop at Party City?
Sometimes sparingly, very sparingly.
I mean, this is the reality of a business. Like, they knew for months where they were headed. The CEOs did.
Yeah,
they knew for a minute. They probably delayed it as long as they could, and then this is the result that we don't shop. Amazon has killed a lot of businesses. Like, it's really no need for a Party City.
I mean, online shopping.
They dropped the ball a long time ago when it came to novelties. Long time ago, they allowed a lot of things to, like, they supposed to have Halloween sold up, Christmas sold up. I feel like they kind of stuck with their little thing that they did, and it became irrelevant. Like,
it's cool to see, like, at our age at this point, man, we've lived enough time to see so many like standard brands that once upon a time was the thing for everyone fade away. Like, see something that was at a high level of success across the United States or the world, and then it's just like no longer in existence. And that's based off of, like, through time, technology advancing and people getting smarter and people wanting to continue to streamline things. And so the effects of that are what we're seeing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Why a Party City? Why a Blockbuster in the 90s didn't get to the 2000s? Like, why Netflix had to change this whole model to be
they used to send DVDs to your house.
Exactly. So it's like, you can see if you don't evolve your business practices and models with the time and the technology and the people, you will be non-existent as time will continue to move forward.
Yeah.
For sure. You want to you got anything you want to add to that, Mark?
Almost there. Like, who shops at Party City though? To be honest, like, you go to Party City once a holiday for the most part. But to piggyback on what Tim is saying, you most definitely had to evolve with the times for the most part. Party City should have had an online system or something like that. But I look at the mall. I went to the mall because it's Christmas season and whatnot. I went to the mall and I went through there probably like 15 to 30 minutes max. I went in and went out. Usually you could go in there, be in there for 2 to 3 hours. Mind you, I am a little older and whatnot, but still, I didn't even see a lot of kids in there. I didn't see families in there because the time has changed. So Party City, I think what Jarvis said, I think they held out as long as they could and just told them folks, hey, we had to let you all go. Simple.
I mean, as what do you think? So let me ask you this, because I guess one of the questions you asked are like, I guess it was more alluding to how business practices happen. Like, they don't really give families notices when they're going to be out of business. So what would you have liked to happen as far as, like, do you think they should have like bottomed out? Employees like, well, we're gonna cover your salary through the holidays, etc. Like,
yeah, I mean, most times I can say with pretty good confidence is that when companies are going other or about to, people are about to be laid off, they know about it, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the day of. I feel like they could have did something to give these people more of a notice, and it's right before the holidays. This is a tough time for many people, and then on top of it, to lose your job and not know about it is crazy work to me.
Yeah, especially Christmas time.
Right? Especially Christmas time.
It sounds like a movie script, bro. Like, everything you just said, it's almost so unbelievable. It sounds fake.
Yeah.
Like that somebody would write this out to be like a Christmas holiday movie. Like, this is a scenario that real life people are actually like living in this moment in time, and that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Do you think they could have gave him a severance package or something like that?
If they bottom under, it depends. It's like depends on how long before they made the choice and decision to go in the direction that they inevitably was going to have to go. Because if it happened to them without a lot of notice, cool. But if it was in reality, it's a corporation, so they know what's happening. You know what I mean? So they had a runway in some form of fashion to be able to communicate what they need to communicate. So it's really no excuse.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
awesome. Good insight, guys. Good insight.
do they got some going out of business sales going on? I can run in there.
Probably not. Nobody. That shit probably so marked up. It's terrible. You still
Where do you go now for the last minute Halloween letdown? Because you go in there on Halloween, the day before Halloween, and it's nothing in there, and it's a long line. But it's like, where else do you go?
Spirit. Now you gotta go to Spirit Halloween. So
people
Halloween has
Spirit.
a big, I'm saying they got so they're gonna have even a bigger footprint now that Party City is out of business.
They footprints. Well, they model was we only pretty much doing it on Halloween.
But
we should do a black owned, like somebody should do a black owned Halloween store.
Bro, Party City had a wedding section.
Yeah,
it had who shop?
It was parties, for like parties. You got party supplies and cups and
but people do that. Like I'm gonna tell you, like places like that has become like obsolete a long time ago because people get on Amazon or in YouTube and they'll do all the things.
They go to Dollar Tree. Got a Dollar Tree. You got
everybody's made everything so easy. You ain't got to do the work no more.
You got to do the work. I ain't trying to go in no Party City about nothing but a Halloween mask. Nothing.
A little all pre-open little Halloween mask. Somebody had that little mouth in.
When the last time?
Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got a test, try it on. She got dandruff in the shit.
Walmart now, like Walmart Halloween section be like, it's different now. Like it looks like Party City.
Low key, I noticed it.
Yeah.
I know.
They became obsolete a long time ago. They've been done. They've been fighting a good fight.
This was up. Jarvis, tell us about Drake. So I know we talk about this topic every week, but it just keeps.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right, it's the topic that keeps on giving. So my boy gonna tell us about. So I saw something on Twitter where we've been saying that Family Matters was the best song in the Kendrick and Drake beef, right? So now people are revisiting that and are coming to the conclusion that we was right all along. So a lot of people are revisiting it. Tell us about that.
I think the Jasmine brand said that Drake's Kendrick diss Family Matters trends as ex-users debate if the best song from their if it's the best song from their beef. I mean, as a group collectively, we all kind of said that it was really nothing better than that. You really couldn't top it because he took it to a place where you couldn't go after that. Right.
Three songs in one, perfect.
The dialogue that Kendrick won, no. Does it change, or does it make us look at what Drake is saying about what is it? Hold on, let me make sure I say it right. UMG. Does it kind of validate what Drake is saying about UMG and their practices? Because how's that? If we all saying that this is the best song, how is it not getting the plays? I know I rock that bad boy like non-stop.
I don't know if Family Matters was on streaming. I don't know. I feel like it maybe was it.
Yeah.
Like I only listened to it on YouTube.
No, I bumped it.
That's a good question. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's on Apple Music.
It's Apple Music. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
You know what? I hate that they didn't put the whole Beard Alive part on there. That would have because he killed it on his Instagram page where he remade Beard Alive. But it was like he that should have been on there too.
That got me hyped. That part, it's like it was the whole. And I know we don't want to go in this deep rabbit hole right quick, man. But it's just like,
I mean, speak your piece, brother.
It was the artistry around the whole thing for me. It wasn't just the rap, now head-to-head rap, lyrics, and all that. That's the boring version of it. Yeah. I need to include all of that plus everything else. That's what makes you like at this level.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's not that Kendrick can't be at that level. He just ain't at that level. He had to put in the work in the same levels of ways that Drake has to be able to have this like evolved way of approaching the game. He can do everything at the same time and make it like spin off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not many people that's been able to get to that level to be able to do that. And so for me, when I'm looking at like You talk about the AI song he had, like the way that he had to have himself sounding like Tupac, bro. Like it was like come on, dog. Like the cadences, like it was. I still was hearing Drake. It was Tupac with the Drake cadence.
Yeah, folks thought it was cringe. I thought it was amazing. Folks thought it was cringe.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was creative. It was creative using the technology of the time so that he can continue to evolve past the time.
But Drake has always done that. Drake is always like he came up in our time, right? Where people are using social media, we're using the internet. Like he came up at that time, like Drake is kind of
Boys,
So
it's just what do you think?
You on anything that Dion Young's?
I just want to pick it back to where using the AI, using the next technology. I think that's also Drake's circle that he has. Them niggas are next level. However, it was just brilliant. However, I think it did open up a door because once he used Tupac, I don't think he was mindful of like what could have been a spinoff or the response to it. So for the most part, I think it was very creative, very brilliant. I don't think nobody do it better than Drake in that aspect.
Yeah, I think the reason why Drake lost is because people wanted him to lose.
Yeah,
and not like us. No, actual real deal banger, bro. I've been back on the song lately, bro. I got tired of it. And I got back on it recently, bro, and it's like, nah, bro. He spit on that joint like it was soul tape, bro. Like he left it on wax on that joint. Yeah. Like he represented. He put the people on his back with the joint. You know what I mean? Which is why it's don't always live the way it lives. So it's like he threw a real haymaker with the song. Like it's hard to follow behind that. Like it just is what it is. He did what he did. So it's hard. I understand what Drake's arguments are, and they may actually be true. But because the song is such a haymaker, it's gonna always look like hate.
Yeah, and with Family Matters, like the biggest thing about it was that Kendrick dropped like 5 minutes after that Family Matters dropped, right? And squashed it. Right? Yeah, it is right.
What was the follow of the Meet the Grounds? I wasn't a big fan of Meet the Grounds though. Like it was all that somber shit he did. That's why Not Like Us drove it for me because he Euphoria was my shit. Like
you did. Meet the Grounds
that was my pick. I hated it when it first dropped there, and I was listening to it. I said, "Ooh, hold on!" The flow just was going crazy.
Yeah, and what lost Drake the battle was the hard part 6. Like he wasn't rap like with Family Matters. That was a song before his last song. He was rapping, right? Yeah. Battling 20 dudes and just taking it to him. But if somebody comes, you gotta in rap battles and battle rap and beef, you have to stay on the offensive. You can't get defensive. Yeah. And those balls, like, he sounded it right, answering them, and he sounded defeated on the hard part 6.
Yes.
You can't come that way. Then the bars were weak. And you talk about somebody said something about his circle. His circle was non-existent because they would have told him, "Don't you sound stupid by saying I'm too rich, I'm too famous to be PDF out." Like, no, you're not. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. No, you are not too rich to be
even if he needed a pause, not even said nothing for a couple of weeks, he probably should have did that. Hit the reset button.
You can't address it. You can't address not being there, right? When somebody calls you a pedo, like you can't.
The boy said what he said about his dispositions. His depositions never get leaked type shit. Like it just sound it made everything he said in the past question. Like you done said some very questionable shit, bro. That I never really paid attention to until he called you a pedophile. Yeah. So
all right, cool. We're gonna move on. So I'm glad y'all here today, Tevin Marcus. I have an award to give out. It's the Diabolical Freaky Nigga Award of the month.
Hell no.
I'm glad y'all here to share this. So, are y'all familiar with Shamik Moore? If I say that name, do y'all know who that is? No.
Who?
Shamik Moore.
Nah.
Shamik Moore was the lead actor in Dope. He's the voice. He's the voice of Spider-Man Miles Morales and Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, he just was on Casanat screen.
Oh wow. Okay.
I swear to God, I just was Googling Dope movie. I swear to God, had nothing to do with what you was talking about. I was listening to the soundtrack because I like the soundtrack of Dope movies. Swear to God, literally day before yesterday. But I didn't know his name was Shamik Moore, and I didn't know what the fuck he did. So let's get there.
So he probably be on Shalimar or some shit.
So Shamik is a bit of an oddball. If y'all right been following, keep up to speed. So he's taking a little heat this week. Well, first he was taking heat earlier or last week or for his co-star in Miles Morales that plays what's the name? What's the white ghost spider, white lady in Enter the Spider-Verse. I think she got engaged or something. He sent a very cryptic message, like, wait, there's more men, there's more people out there for you to meet. And it was just very weird. And they kind of pick apart him in interviews of how they interact, how he looks at her. It's kind of like an unrequited love type of thing. So she's also the new Hawkeye.
So basically, they were saying every Spider-Man had, got the leading role, the girl.
Mhm.
On it, and he the first one that fumbled. Yeah, I seen that.
So and also, speaking on Spider-Man, Laura Harrier, she played in Spider-Man. Was it Homecoming? Was it one? I don't know, the black girl, whatever. But he also caught flack for posting a video with him and her at some event. Somebody asked them to take a video together, and she asked Shamik to take the video down because she's like newly engaged, and like when she made the video, he hadn't taken it down. I think he's taking it down now, but it's just more like things that are piling on. You know what I'm saying? Of this like kind of weirdo behavior, that bag that he's getting. And I wish I would have had the picture of him on his Ebony shoot when he had a motherfucking do-rag gown on. Like, it's crazy. I'm gonna share it with y'all, man. Charges to my mind and not my heart. But how do y'all feel about that? About Shamik? Like, do y'all think he's getting a bad rap? Do y'all think there are people piling on? Do y'all think he's an easy target? What do y'all have any opinion about it?
I mean, bullying is social media is a bully area anyway. But I'm gonna say this: Weird has no network. It has no net worth.
You don't
no fame.
You don't think he was just trying to? You don't think he was just trying to further his career?
By doing what? Which one?
Being weird?
Not so much about the weirdness, but like every Spider-Man gets the woman, so him not being put in that same light.
This is a damn cartoon character. He got the woman on the movie.
Well, you gotta give him credit though, because it's live. Like Spider-Man's ain't live action, the Miles Morales one, so you can't hold them to the same standard.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they were in the room, same room. You know, they could do them a lot of times when they do them voiceovers. They're not even in the same room. Did you know that? Like you're not in the studio with this person. Like you're literally, they doing their part, you're doing your part, and they're putting it together.
Yeah. Yeah, you think Freaky Meek get a bad rap?
Freaky Meeky.
So say it, like quickly, just say it again, because like I got lost on the back end of what you were saying. Like, what was the actual infraction of what he did?
It's just his energy.
Yeah. So with both of them or just one of them? So the first incident is with the voice actor.
Right.
She posted, she's like newly engaged or whatever, and he posted.
She's engaged like an athlete or something, ain't it?
Yes, a very famous Josh Allen. So she's engaged to Josh Allen, and he posted very cryptically. And this is just the thing what social media does, right? Who knows who that was directed to, right? But social media is going to play it up just because it's him and how they interact in interviews. So he was like, there are more fish in the sea, or I mean, there are many more men to meet, such and such and such and such. I don't know verbatim, but it was just like a weird
also text. Like I'm hurt that
yeah,
she got
like
engaged.
So that people right. And with Laura Harrier, he posted a video with them together on this page, and she had just got engaged, and she contacted him, was like, hey, this is very weird. Take this down. I just got engaged. So she came out and did a video and was like, why this? I don't like how you making it seem. Take the video down. And at the time of her recording that video, he hadn't taken it down. So it was more people piling on like, oh, you're weird. You feel me?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I think context is everything, right? So like I can't make a judgment or give an actual opinion without more context.
Yeah.
I think those two incidents are, based off of normal ways of doing things, I guess, strange or different. But it looks like he just may be like a person that kind of lives out loud with his love, and he like expresses his hurt through social
Man,
media. Like he's not just like in the space of like just like processing it himself and moving on. And he's just like maybe this is his way of doing it, and it may be weird, but it's just like that's maybe how he is and how he does things. But I don't know without the rest of the context.
You know who else kind of remind me? Like Michael B. Jordan energy be like that too. Be like that too.
but Michael B. Jordan ain't posting nobody like that though.
Nah, he doesn't. He doesn't. I agree with you on that. But you know, like he is the Denzel of this era, Michael B. Jordan.
I was more so thinking like maybe you know how you about to have a new movie come out, so you post. You know, you have the love story, you have the main character and the woman. They post these videos, they post these social media posts to like encourage the movie to further their career. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, because I think with Josh Allen being might be potential MVP, I can see why she like, hey, I'm moving towards this line. I have a a fiance that's about to be an MVP. It's messing up our career life or furthering our career. But I don't know. I really can't speak. I just think it's more so
she was
our
like, your black
person.
ass ain't never had a chance. that's literally how I feel. Like she probably
That's
responds,
that's how
and
you
very
look
much
at.
so it's her prerogative to respond that way.
Mm-hmm. What's up, man? Let's well, I don't want to talk on Michael. I don't get the same energy with Michael B. Jordan. I get Shamik energy is a lot weirder than Michael B.
I'm not
Jordan's
saying. I'm
energy.
just saying like these new well, for Michael. Like I said, Michael B. Jordan is like the Denzel of this era. Like all the ladies want him, but just fail.
I'm gonna disagree on that. No, Michael B. Jordan gets a lot of corny energy jokes from women. Like, oh, he like it's a famous tweet on like I'm proverbially on Twitter. So the tweet, it was a very popular tweet about Michael B. Jordan. It's like he's safe, like he know his social security card or something like it. He like he know where it's at. Like he know his birth certificate at.
Oh,
Like I need a man with feds. Like that's the type of
Shit, I don't mind.
things that women say about like Michael B. Jordan doesn't have any edge. Not, and that's not to say that every woman feels that way. I'm saying it's a big portion of women who feel like he is too safe. So when you say he got Denzel energy, I can't. You can't put that coat on him. Bro, I'm saying Denzel is like universally loved. I ain't never met nobody where like it was like Denzel, Michael B. Jordan. Let me be like,
no, I got you. Yeah, I mean, with like the drive on social media about attraction. You know, he's attractive. Like, I can't say Jonathan Major because the whole world think Buddy weird. So that's
okay. All right, moving on. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We got our guests on. We want to do a little bit of a panel, right? So I want to introduce this, and we about to get into to get the fluff out of the way, the little conversation, whatever, and get into the real reason that we brought these gentlemen on today.
the hard part 7.
So I'm going to introduce the story. So I saw this tweet on social media about a month ago, and it was about a journalist named Nora Vincent. And Nora Vincent wrote a book in 2006 called Self-Made Man. So if you've never heard about this story, I'm gonna give you some background on it. So Nora, rest her soul, she actually passed to assisted suicide in 2022. Trigger warning. Sorry, I should have trigger warned there beforehand, but she's not with us anymore. She dealt with mental illness for most of her life. But Nora was a lesbian. She was also a radical feminist at the time in 2006, and she thought that men had it easy, right? She thought that they had an easy life. So for 18 months, she disguised herself as a man.
Mm-hmm.
She had vocal training through Juilliard to deepen her voice. She had makeup done to portray herself as a man. So she went and infiltrated these men's social groups. So she joined a bowling club.
Mm-hmm.
She was like in a monastery. She joined another group. And what Vincent found was that men and women have different issues, and she found that men don't have it easier. It's different, but men are suffering.
Yes.
Men are hurting. Men need an outlet. in her time in being a woman, she found out that she enjoyed the privilege of being a woman. You know what I'm saying? More. She enjoyed being a woman, but after being a man and seeing what men have to go through, she enjoyed being a woman more, right? With the privilege that came with that. She realized that I'm gonna read this. That being a woman afforded her privileges she hadn't recognized before, such as the freedom to express vulnerability. And she found that men often face societal expectations to suppress our emotions and to conform to rigid roles. So I wanted to have these gentlemen on today to talk about the intersectionality between black men and gender. Black men and gender as it relates to just our conversations. Because a lot of times when these conversations are had, it's often piggybacking off conversations that black women are already having, saying that, oh, well, we black men got it hard too. So no, this ain't the oppression Olympics. This isn't to say that black men have it harder than black women. We both have different challenges and different structures. This space is a safe space for black men today. Like we try to uplift black women, and this isn't, you know,
Anti-black women.
anti-black women, right? Or saying, like I said, to say that who has it worse.
Yeah, we all got it bad.
We all got it bad, right? And this is just a conversation that I felt to have with these black gentlemen, that we can shed some light. And if we, and it's the holidays, it's Christmas time. I've ended a relationship. I was really sad on Thanksgiving, and the holiday time is approaching, and these type of conversations are needed for our black men, and we have the responsibility and the just this platform to talk about something serious. So without further ado, I want to ask our panel some questions. And Jarvis, you can answer it. Tim, Marcus, it doesn't matter to me. But I'm going to ask a question, and I want whoever wants to tackle it can tackle it. So the first question I have: Are black men afforded leadership roles more often than black women within certain spaces? What are the implications? No, let's just stick with that. Do you think that black men let's just stick with that. Do you think that black men are afforded leadership roles more often than black women within certain spaces? Anybody can tackle it.
I mean, the way that the question is being asked, I think the answer is, depending on where you look, the answer is going to be yes in some form or fashion. Like, it's going to switch in and out depending on like what perspective you're looking in from. You know what I mean?
Right.
We would have to like really truly break down the data, statistics, or evaluate like a specific industry. You know what I mean? So if we're talking about education, or if we're talking about in law, or we're talking about in corporate America in some kind of form, like we would have to break it down to individual conversations. But from my personal experience, I worked kind of in the nonprofit space, community engagement space for a long time. And I've encountered more women. Like when I go to NBA league meetings, and like I worked for the Grizzlies at the time, and all of the people who were doing the same thing that I did would come to the league meetings, and we would all share our successes, our failures, like with programs and things of that nature. And that room would be majority women. And so we talk about black people that were there would be a smaller number. But of the black people, that was mostly women. And so a lot of times, like I've worked with bosses that were women, most of my career. You know what I mean? So for me, I've seen women and black women in Memphis in particular, like succeed, thrive. Like I think they're dominating here in Memphis, even though they want to get into more rooms as they should. But it's like, in comparison to black men, I think they're dominating the game.
Yeah. I had a question that's piggybacking off of this because Marcus works in education, so he definitely sees it a little different, or he sees it more often than not on a broader spectrum than what we would normally see day to day. I work in transportation,
Not,
so
it's important. Finish your thought.
yeah, I said I work in transportation, so I see women in transportation, but it's not the same. The industry is not the same, so I can't really attest about what goes on as far as leadership. Like, yes, it's women in the industry. Yes, women are thriving in the industry, but it's still a male-driven industry. So, I think more on his basis, like he sees it in a broader scope.
Yeah.
And
So I work in nonprofit. I work in social work nonprofit. I echo Tim's thoughts. It's way more black women. My organization probably got like 5 men there. Out of like 55 people, it's like 5 men there. Probably like 4 black men, 5 black, well, maybe 8 men. Five are black. So in the spaces that I see, yes, women do dominate. Black women, talking about black women specifically, black women do dominate, but that's because more women are in those those jobs and those roles. More women are going to be in social work. More women are going to be in nonprofit work because of the empathy that they have, and also just women dominated. It's a women dominated field. Like you said, I'm glad your perspective. You know, it's not a lot of women in transportation. It is some, but men probably dominate that more. Marcus, do you have anything to add to that? You want to talk about your experience within being in the education realm?
Most definitely. I second everything that Jarvis said. Education world is more dominated by women. I don't see a lot of young men coming out of college aspiring to be teachers. You will see male principals and male administrators, but throughout the building, you're going to see mostly females. And most of the time, just think about us growing up. You looked at children books and things like that. You had Mother Goose, these teachers. You didn't see a male figure saying they are a male teacher. So just the field I've been in education is most definitely dominated by the female, and maybe so because women are looked at as being more nurturing, they're more coddling to the child and whatnot, and maybe that's just the world that we live in. But overall, it is dominated by white and black and minority females for sure.
So, in your industry, do you think that the opportunity for black men to thrive in the industry, is it more or less pronounced than with black women?
It's black men are sought after of right now. We are looking for black males to be in education, especially by the demographic that we serve here in Memphis. I'm just speaking on Memphis at this point. We need more black males in education. We need our children to see more black male figures and role models in front of them. So I always encourage kids and young men that's going through high school and college, hey, if you want to just look at education, just come in, don't be a substitute. But we need this black male to be in there because we're losing our black males in the streets and whatnot. But outside of that, when you have a black male in education, they pretty much transform the building. You have young ladies that feel much easier to talk to males because we tell our young ladies, hey, don't talk to this guy. You don't do these things with these young men. You don't say these things. But having that black male inside the school building, it kind of makes it much easier because now you could teach that young lady how to be more respectable and how to present themselves and have a more womanhood for themselves. And we also know about the black male when it comes to having a black male role model. Like, hey, we're not going to do this. I need you to get on your schoolwork. I need you to be on point. I need you to give back to the community. I need you to treat your mom right, treat your grandmother right, your father, all those things. But it transforms the building culturally all the way. You are able to set examples and change the narrative about black males. Every black male want to be either a rapper or a social influencer. There's nothing wrong with it. However, we need those black males to teach them there's more than there. So we really, really want black males to be in education all the way. We really want them to be.
And throughout y'all answers, y'all answer what are the implications of this, of that, of seeing less black men in we depending on the industry. But in seeing less men, the implication could be, just not having those role models, being able to look up and have a mentoring. I think those are two of the implications that come to my mind off the top from listening to you all.
Well, going back to implications, if I can add in, is that, coming through high school, and we all grew up in the same era or whatnot, we didn't have a lot of mentorship inside the building. So that's some of the things that we encourage a lot of schools to have mentorship, those boys to men mentorship, because young black males don't see black teachers, and they don't know which route to take and how to do it. Young ladies, they have plenty of mentorships about how to go from high school to college to being a teacher or whatnot. So most definitely, the lack of mentorship, the lack of role models from the black male standpoint in education is hard.
Gotcha. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna ask this second question. Do you all believe that black men have privilege?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want, yeah, we do have privilege. We have the privilege of being hunted, and the hunted, in more aspects than one. From genetics, we're sought after to create mixed babies. We're hunted by our own. We're pretty much preyed upon by every aspect of life. Like, we come out the womb as the hunted.
Mhm.
Like, they want us to be athletes. They want us to be entertainers. They want us to do all of these things. And we're an endangered species, especially being a Black American man. I can't really speak on the world stage, and maybe I should get more deep into that with my logic, because I'm sure it's just as bad overseas as it is here. But here, it's more pronounced because, like, from the get-go, like, I have to educate my sons different than I have to educate my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the reality is, like, look, son, they're gonna see, no matter how smart you are, no matter how successful you are, they're going to see you the way that they choose to see you, no matter what. So I don't think it's any privilege of being a Black man in America.
Okay. How Tim, Marcus, y'all think about it?
I think I look at things individually. I can only control my life.
Mm-hmm.
I can only control my surroundings and the energy and the things that I say and what I put out into the world and how I impact the next man. And hopefully they can, create a positive trend. So from my perspective, it's like, I do have privilege. Like, I seen myself having more than the next man. Like it's levels to being broke, it's levels to poor, it's levels to like everything, you know what I mean? And so I see homeless people every day in Memphis. I see people who struggling. I see kids who struggling to like make it to the school because they walking for miles and miles and miles and don't have a coat on. Like, I've seen these things. I've been on the other side to where like I'm helping like NBA players give hundreds and thousands of dollars to the community, and like people tell you stories of like real life things that are happening in it, like right around you. And so it's like, for me, I might not have everything that the white man has or the next man has around the corner, but it's like, bottom line, I know I'm blessed and I have privilege to be able to like share knowledge, share information, share time, invest into any and everything that I can that's like something I'm passionate and I care about. And anything that I come across in my path, any person that come across my path, I'm trying to do the same thing with them in whatever way I can in that moment in time. So that's how I try to use my privilege. I just think of it from that perspective. And so I don't get angry, so I don't get riled up, so I don't feel less than, because I know I'm more than.
That's what's up. Mark, you want to add anything to
that? I can just add a little bit. We most definitely not privileged.
You don't have to.
I think for the black male, it's never enough. I'm sorry.
Keep talking, brother. I said, look, don't feel obligated or compelled to add anything. If you feel compelled to speak, I don't want nobody just to talk if you don't feel like you want to add anything. So that's what I was saying.
Oh, no, you good. I was just saying, most definitely we're not privileged at all. The black male, I really truly believe that it's never enough for the black male. To pick it back with what Jarvis said, we most definitely hunted. So if you see a kid that's genetically athletic freak, he will be hunted on. He's gonna be preyed on to be into sports and whatnot, and to make a dollar for the next. But we're never privileged. I think the only time I've seen a man be privileged, we walk into a dance or something, and they see you, they automatically think you could dance or whatnot. That's the only privilege you might get in that situation. But overall, we're not privileged at all.
Okay.
I mean, I listened today right before, like maybe an hour or so before I came here. What's the Dr. Bryant? Is that the lady's name? That's been going on different interview podcasts like Cam Newton and different people. Nick Cannon, is it Dr. Bryant, I believe? Well, I heard her like communicate. They were talking about white and black privilege, and she basically told a story of she was sitting on the plane. She was in first class, and this little black girl and her mom walked by, and she was looking at her, and she said, "Hey, you're so pretty." And then she kind of froze up, and then she kind of started talking to her mom, saying, "Hey, like, what's up with why she get to sit right there? What's so special about those seats?" And she can explain to her like this was first class, and they kept on going to the back. She got the flight attendant to come over, and she was like, "Hey, excuse me, the little girl that walked by that had that backpack on, tell her she can have my seat if her mom approves." And the mom approved, so she got up and gave her the seat so that the little girl could experience what it's like to be in first class because of the privilege that she had in that moment in time to be able to give that to the next person. So in order for us to have privilege as a people, we have to create it within our own selves. We have to each one teach one, we have to reach one. We have to literally open up the doors so that the next man can slide in order for us to have privilege. So when we see it from that perspective, like what we're doing right now in real time is privilege. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with
Leveraging
that.
off of each other in real time to like be able to even communicate this message in this moment in time, you know? So like you all opened up your platform for us to be able to be here to like do this in this moment in time. And that's a privilege for me to be here. It's an honor and a privilege to be here for you black kings. You know what I mean? Like straight up.
I could say this. Like, I remember like on my birthday, y'all told me happy birthday. I said I wouldn't be the man I am today if it weren't for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've been in rooms with people that I shouldn't have been in if it weren't for y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's literally true to what he's saying. Like, that is privilege. That is creative privilege in situations. Like, you know, I got to experience things because of y'all's work, and that's the truth today. But you know, overall, is it really there though? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's still you're still in the game. You're still in the game. Bottom line, the game is rigged against you. Like that's the whole thing. So that's the given. So like if that's the given and that's the setup, like how do I operate my mindset around like what privilege is? Because this is the actual rig of the setup. You feel what I'm saying? So like I have to then see the positive in every little bitty step based off of like trying to navigate what I know is already the thing that's against me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love this. I love this conversation. I love, Jarvis, your ability to, in real time, receive information and think about it different. Like, okay, I can receive it. You know, I still got my point. I think, you know, overall, and I'll share my thoughts real quick before we go on to the next question. I think we do. I tend to think about things on very small levels, micro and macro levels. Do I think black men have privilege? Yes, I think we do. Do we have more privilege than white men? No. But in regards to the conversation, do we have different privileges over women? I say yes. When I go to the gas station, am I worried about being harassed? Or cat call? No. I might be Listen. That's why we say it's different things. I might be worried about getting my car stolen. I might be worried about getting robbed. That's the purpose of this. We have different things that we go through. It's not the same, but it's still a struggle. Yes, my property in my life is very important. But there's gonna be other things. I'm not gonna be worried about being catcalled. Can I pump your gas? If I'm walking down the street and it's just me, and I see somebody, a man walking down the street, I'm not gonna cross the street and go to the other side because I'm by myself. Right. That's a privilege as a man that I have over a woman. Is all these things tangible? I don't know. But I like Tim's mindset that game and the system is rigged to make you believe that you don't have no privilege. So having privilege in yourself, you make your own privilege.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We this platform, I love that. You make your own privilege.
We definitely created our own space.
We created, even though the game is, yes, I agree, it's stacked against us. So nobody's wrong, But we creating our own privilege, baby.
But I'm about to go get 40. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it is what it is. It's like you gonna throw your jump defense at me, do whatever you gonna do, but I'm gonna go out here and get 40.
Yeah, I love that.
So let me ask you this, Marcus, because again, this is the YouTube team, because I feel like this is tailored to both of you all, because y'all work in pretty much the same industry, but at different levels. The question for you is, do you think that the fact that we're in a black city, that they limit the power of you being successful as a black coach? Do you think it's kind of like pitted against y'all? Like all of y'all can't be great at one time. There only can be one of you.
And we're in Memphis for our people who may not know. We're in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, you know, we probably like 70% of the demographic here is African American. So right about 70, right?
That's 68, I think.
So you, as a African American coach in the city, do you think that the way it's set up is there's only could be one of y'all is the best? Like, it's not like, oh, this coach is great, or this coach has this, so let's give this coach this opportunity, just like this coach over here has opportunity. Only one of y'all can have their opportunity.
Oh no, I think it's an even playing field for the most part. Everybody has an opportunity to like go out there and win. It's the lack of resources at whatever program that you're at. So if I'm a coach that can have all the X and O's, I'm winning, I go to this program that doesn't have the resources, that means I'm gonna have to work with double times compared to this program over here that has all the resources. It even has the feeding schools to get the athletes. So I don't really have to work as hard. So I think as a African American coach that go out there and grind, it's all about your grind. But I would be remiss if I didn't state that it depends on where you land, because you have to do a lot. You have to dig into your bag of resources and network. Like, hey, I need you all to help bring these funds in. I need to talk to this board to bring these resources in, because I got these young men that don't have a weight room. I don't have a strength and conditioning coach. So I have to work double hard. I have to go to these communities so they might have a weight room and say, hey, can we use your weight room throughout the week so we can give these kids the same experience or close to the same experience as some of these other schools that have everything laid out. So I just think it's about where you land for the most part. But for the most part, everybody has an opportunity to shine in the coaching world here.
Okay. So I got to ask you this, Tim. Like, I know you want to move on, so I want to try to hurry up and get to this point. Like with Tim, like you worked in the highest of the highs when it came to basketball. In that industry, I know we see a lot of our people in that industry functioning in management and in leadership roles. Mm-hmm. But do you think in that industry, like you got a Rich Paul, but who else?
Bro, it's like this. Like those guys open some doors.
Yes.
Like when I was coming up, and I decided to go, major in sports management, like there weren't examples of who I wanted to be. Like people were saying, like, you can be a GM, you could be an agent, you can do this, you can do that. And it was like at the time they stopped NCAA and the rules and all this. Like I didn't want to ever be looked at as a dirty person because I had good relationships with high school players and I had good relationships with like college players, And so I didn't, like, based off of rules and regulations, I didn't want to have to limit my ability to connect with the human being based off of the title that I had. You know what I mean? When in reality, I cared about the person. And if you take care of the person, everything else gonna take care of itself. You know what I mean? So, like for me, it's at a place now where I think sports, like say for example in Memphis, like we don't have black men in positions that they're supposed to be in. If we're being totally honest about wanting the outcomes that we all want to see on and off the court, for our community and for all the businesses connected. Bottom line, like I can call out every single organization. You can talk about professional here in the city of Memphis. You can talk about college. You can call them all out. The reality is black men are in the positions that they should be in to be able to make the impact and influence on other black men. Yep. You have women trying to lead men, and you're starting to see the results in the media, the mistakes that are made. that could be held back behind closed doors if you had the right people connecting with these young men that have trauma, that come with like baggage, that come with family, that come with like all kinds of things, and then you're forcing them to be a product, and you're not taking care of the man, and you don't put people in position. Not saying that these people don't care and don't have experiences and that they're contributing, absolutely. But if you don't have the key ingredient for this pie, it's not the same thing. Okay. And you have to have black men be involved with black athletes. Bottom line.
Listen, I want to say this. Like when it came to Deion, like Deion Sanders, I felt like I was a little hard on Deion at first. Mm-hmm. With the whole Jackson State thing, I don't like how he left Jackson, but I understand it now. I do. I didn't think Travis Hunter was the Heisman Trophy winner. I thought that Genty won it. But let me say this: when Travis Hunter got up on that platform, got up on that podium, to say his speech, I understood what Deion meant in that moment. I understood what was saying that I'm gonna bring you here to the highest of the high. Like your road ain't like everybody else's, you know. But I'm gonna have you at the highest of the high. I'm gonna show you that it can be done when you got the right arm around you. Travis Hunter had not one incident in college.
Come on, bro.
Not one incident. And that's solely because Deion was his coach.
Mm-hmm. And father figure.
Because
that's what we need, father figures. Right. Even as fathers, we still need father figures. True. Because a lot of us had children earlier than we should have had children, and we didn't have the examples that we need in order to raise the children because we were still children ourselves. And so when you see that happening in real time with our pro athletes and the decisions that are made off of the court, that's the reality, y'all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is nothing new, and this is across the country, across the board. This is what it is for black people and have been for black people in this country as it pertains to sports and entertainment. It's always been like that. We're just now getting into spaces and places and opening up doors. So it shouts out to like LMLR, LeBron's management team, Rich Paul, Randy Mills, like Maverick Carter and LeBron himself. Like, man, people like World Wide West, like. People who are always working behind the scenes, like taking care of the guys. But at the end of the day, like we have to be intentional on top of the scene to make sure that we have people in all these organizations looking out for their best interests at heart.
Okay. Leading back into our next question real quick. What role does Marcus, what role does mentorship or community dialogue play in unpacking these issues that we have? First, we're gonna go to Marcus. Give us 2-minute answer, Tim, 2-minute answer. We're gonna come to you after Marcus answer that question. Again, what role? And I've seen you personally in doing this. What role does mentorship or community dialogue play in unpacking these issues that we have?
Well, for most part, mentorship is really big. That's the time that you can hear these young male or young black women speak on their reality, speak on their community, like what they need help. Because a lot of times they don't know who or where to go to talk or to get resources for their community or just for their family. So it's really big. You have kids that pretty much don't know how to, like, how can I put it? I'm trying to keep this as rated G as possible, but they don't know how to, like,
say it for real. Just say it for real.
Hey, it's close.
Like, they don't have that male figure. They don't have that black family to tell them like what they need. They used to like getting yelled at. They're used to saying that, hey, I did it this way. You don't do it this way. They don't have that voice to be like, no, I don't want to do it that way. I have something in my heart and my head that I want to do this, but I'm scared to do it because I'm gonna get frowned upon. I'm gonna get looked upon. It's not a cool thing to do. And a lot of time, black males have a lot of creativity, a lot of things they want to do, but they shy away from it because they don't have the person to push them or the person that be in their corner and say, hey, I hear you. I see you. I didn't do this, but I know 125% I support you. You are going to do that. So just mentorship, just believing. Having somebody they can talk to and somebody believe in them, they go through the wall. I know one time I had a leader that told me something that stuck with me that said, your niche will make you rich. And pretty much that stuck with me for the rest of my life because whatever you are good at, that's what you're going to be great in. That's what you're going to exceed in, get your income from, make your money from. Because if it's something that you love, it is not considered work. So with mentorship, man, you are able to break down so many barriers and so many generational curses to make them think differently. Like, hey, I'm cut from the same cloth as you. I came from that same background, but guess what? It's more to that. It's more than outside of South Memphis, Orange Mound, and I'm just naming parts of Memphis world, but it's more to those neighborhoods that you confine to. That no, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than Memphis. So all the aspirations and dreams that you want, yes, black man, yes, black woman, you can get it. But here are the things and the discipline to get you there. You don't have discipline, you're not gonna get there. And a lot of times, for me, with mentorship, I start with discipline. Like I get what you're trying to do. I get what you want to do, but you will never get that way or doing those things if you're not disciplined. Discipline means getting up every single day, working on your craft, working on your goals, and making sure that your books is taken care of, make sure your family is taken care of. So mentorship is very big in the black community. And I reach out to plenty of organizations and say, hey, get into these communities, man, and go back and give back. That's the meaning of giving back. And it's not all about giving back with income. It's all about giving back with knowledge. Each one teach one, like giving them the raft and the ropes. A lot. How can you use your privilege, my brother, to bring somebody else on? So mentorship is really big.
Damn.
Mentorship is something that we know works if done properly, and if done improperly. It works.
Mm-hmm.
Like we as human beings, like we love to follow some form of example. I think that mentorship has to be reevaluated. I think that there are a lot of organizations that claim to be subject matter experts in mentoring a specific demographic that aren't necessarily of and or from the demographic in which they say that they're trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if we're not going to consider all of the wraparound services necessary for a person to actually be successful in some of these situations. So mentors need to be equipped. Mentors need to be prepared. And so like we have, and not just for like here are the ways we can do this, here are the ways we can do that, but it's more so like here are real life scenarios that happen in this, in like, for example, in Memphis, because we can talk on Memphis today since we're here. You know what I mean? Like, like the reality of like the state of our city is messed up, y'all. Like legitimately, we got to figure out how to fix this thing. And so like we're at a place where like, yes, we need mentorship. We need mentors. Everybody's asking for it. We got a nonprofit on every other corner. But like, what is the plan? What are we communicating to everybody at the same time, the same way, in order for us to get to the same common goal?
Can I add on?
Go ahead.
You spoke on wraparound services, and I want to just stick on that. 125% agree with you. I think we have to focus on mental health. Being in education, working in the social work world, mental health drives every single thing in our communities.
I agree.
So I'm talking about to the point of like, we all know if you're in the church background, we're going to pray it out of this person. This kid got this going on, we're going to pray it out of him. If you're in a tough background that some of us come from, we're going to whoop it out of him or whoop it out of her, or we're just going to act like they just consider crazy. But I really, truly believe is that we have, as a nation, dive deeper into mental health because mental health drives every single thing that we do right now. It's like even in the education world, most of the time I'm talking to kids, it's literally mental health.
Yeah, I say 70% of the crime in the city is mental health related or drug addiction related.
But like all of that still about most of the time boils down to an economic issue. Like it's like we can't, and then we talk about mental health. Your mental health affects your physical health, which in your spiritual health, all at the same time simultaneously. We can't continue to, and this is the problem why Memphis can't get over the hump. We have to do everything all the time at the same time everywhere. We can't continue to piece it together. It'll never work unless we do everything all the time, all at the same time, everywhere. Because like it's generationally, it's grandparents that didn't get the education and the understanding, the opportunities of the things that they deserve or should have gotten based off of how the system failed them. And they've had kids, probably in the same pattern of doing it early without the resources that they needed to support them. And so they have no way to like get out of that without someone showing them an example. And that costs money and that costs time. Bottom line.
Yeah.
But that's everywhere. And there's another thing that affects this where like Memphis, we can't take care of Memphis well because financially Memphis, we're not even in Memphis anymore. Like because we're trying to take care of ourselves individually, which I can't knock us for doing this. For trying to figure out a better way, a pathway in the right now for our kids that we have right now. To have the things that we want to have, to go buy land and own and do all of the things. I can't knock anybody for doing that. But that still like leaves a vacancy for like the potential for us to help lead our city again. And that's what we have to close. That's why the mentorship piece is important.
That's what's up. Man, this has been a great conversation. I'm gonna wrap it all up. My biggest takeaway is mental health. Yeah, I agree. And that's why we're here today to talk about the things that men face, and yeah, black men in particular. One of the biggest things that we do face is our mental health. So I'm in therapy. I encourage anybody to get therapy. Reach out to me if you want to talk. Reach out to anybody on this pod if you want to talk. A conversation that started surrounding black men and gender roles and how we face has circled around to mental health because of all those years of systemic generational curses that continue to compound and show themselves. We can't go forward as a community until we as black men address and heal our mental health.
A healed black man is a powerful thing.
Man,
a healed black man is a free black man, and a free black man is a powerful thing.
Yeah. I truly, until I started seeking out my healing, I didn't realize like how much I needed to unpack until I really like looked at self. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And again, like I just want to thank like y'all here. Y'all are, three of the brothers that I always go to. Well, four, because I got our producer is in here as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to, like I said, thank y'all again for being that outlet for me whenever I need to talk, whenever I need to vent.
You're welcome, bro.
I can shed tears in front of y'all. Like, we never judge. Like we hold each other accountable all the time, and I really appreciate that while y'all here, because mental health like is very, very important. Like no matter what you have, no matter what you look like, no matter how much success you have. If you are not mentally stable and you are not in a healed space, you will not understand having it.
Mm-hmm. And you have to. We're about to wrap up, and you have to do the work, man. No one's gonna feel sorry for you. It's just how it goes. You have to, in order to get to a space. We got to have these conversations, and we got to hold each other frequently. We got to hold each other accountable. If there's any women who are listening, I know there are. And for my men, just keep in mind and try to have empathy for the fear and the stress that men face with having to be a leader, having to be a father figure, something that they may not
never
have
had one,
or
never had one,
but have empathy and just having to
Have
initiate
patience.
conversations with women, to be the chasers, and that fear of rejection, all those things pile up in a fit. Like everything is cyclical, right? All these things compound and connect to each other. Is why we have these problems in our community. And until black men address our issues, we're not going to be able to combine and help our black women come to a space and where we all can, elevate and go to the level that we need to be.
We got to protect each other.
Yeah,
we definitely got to protect each other. Like it's not a male or a female thing. It's a black thing.
Yeah.
Like we definitely have to learn to love each other in all our flawedness. Like I made a post like I love Memphis women. Like I love it. Like the beauty in it. Like the way they talk, everything. So just the way we handle each other, it should be with care and love and in a non-judging space. I mean, yeah, we definitely got to hold each other accountable for sure, but it has to come from a place of love.
Fact.
So
That's it, man. Hey, thank you all for tuning in to We Gave Up naming this podcast episode.
the Wet Mike podcast.
I want
this
to
week, so, yeah.
special shout out to our guest Memphis T. Jordan and Marcus Williams. Thank y'all for
Yeah, they'll be on
taking
here on
time
several
away from your-
times. Like this is not
Yeah,
their
they'll be
first
back.
time on the show.
Thank
like
you for taking time away from your family, coming in, locking in with us and our audience, and providing y'all tremendous insight. And someone said using our resources, our time, and everything. So knowledge, combining our resource, time, skills, knowledge, money in order to give back and mentor the community. So again, shout out to our producer, He Who Remains. I've been real.
Hear me?
And that's it, man.
Cue that music, brother. Boop, ticka, boop, 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 boop.